Hello everybody. If you're all wondering why I'm wearing the veil, it's has nothing to do with the topic that I'm going to talk to you about tonight. I know my last video made it look like I was extremely crazy, but I have been visited by angels, and maybe everybody else has too. However, I was told that my existence was here on Earth was going to get really, really difficult, and they were right. It's been over 10 years of very difficult. Anyways, it's my prayer veil. I'm about to light 3 candles, and I'm about to pray Psalm 91, which with 3 candles lit, that's what I was told to do under distress from the angels. That they repeated that over and over again, like 50 times. That within that amount of, it felt like a long time with them, but it was probably only just 30 seconds or a few minutes. Time stopped. All I saw was them. I was very emotional. That's how I know it was real. And when you're around them, you never really question it. It's like you've known them forever. It's what it feels like. And then you just snap right back into reality. They had told me one of them wanted to keep talking to me like she had known me very well, and she said they had to go. So they're very busy, I guess. Time restraints. I don't know. I didn't think that there was like time on the other side, but anyways, regardless, that was over. That was like 13 years ago that happened. I want to talk to you. So this is my prayer veil, so I'm about to pray, so that's why I have it on. And I just found it today at a repurposed center. I probably got it for less than $1. They charge you hundreds of dollars at the store to get a veil when you get married. Then you can find it later brand new for like next to nothing. And I love veils. I don't know what it is about white veils. Well, my marriage wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I really thought it was going to be a lot more of a happily ever after. It's just another cross I have to bear. But it's had its moments. Okay, so difficult. Anyways, what I want to share with you is the military. No. Before I go any further, though, I do want my marriage. I do love my husband. I just, like I said, through our marriage, we've been through a lot of very trying times. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. In case he's watching, I don't want him to think that I don't appreciate him or everything that he believes he's done for the family. I just wish more of that would be focused on me. Anyways, whatever. Probably too much to ask for. Prayer-wise. Anyway, the military is what I want to talk to you about. I want you to know how we're really treated when we go to boot camp, because I don't think people understand why we're so hardened. We go in as innocents. We go in as innocent people, unless you're one of those kids, I guess, that was told back in the day, it's either prison or the military, you choose. And in many ways, prison probably would have been easier. In the first 10 weeks when you join, they tell you that you're a nobody and that you're a nothing. They beat you down. They starve you. You're starved. They give you all the meals that you're supposed to have. They don't give you enough time to eat them. Eat your food. You basically get to look at it, smell it, take a couple bites, and then you have to go. they fill your day up with so much classes and learning that you're expected to pass while you're completely exhausted and hungry. The physical activities and physical fitness, you know, when you're doing that, they yell at you and call you names and put you down and make you feel like your life as it was is over. You do as you're told. It's yes, Master Corporal, you know, yes, Master Seaman, yes, whoever the fuck they are. It's like walking into hell. They wake you up in the middle of the night. You have sentries, so that you have people coming every hour, walking down the center of the aisleway, making sure that they're doing a head count to make sure everybody's there, and everybody's sleeping. You can't sleep under your covers, so you're freezing cold at night because you have inspection the next morning, and if it's not perfect, they come into your area, your little tiny area, and they toss everything that you've done for the last week before or day before, or so, most of the times you're up all night polishing your boots. They'll scratch them, they'll throw them across the room, they'll take all of your nice folded little shirts that you have to fold up into nothing and set it all up exact, like, you know, in rows, and everything has to be perfect. They'll toss that all over the place. They'll completely disgrace you. They'll put you down in front of everybody and tell you that teamwork is the only thing that matters, but they humiliate you by calling you names, telling you down, saying that you're a nobody and a nothing and a loser, or whatever it is they want to call you. They're allowed to do whatever they want. Kind of like prison guards, I guess. They're the same way. They also make everybody feel like a zero. They think that they're, you know, good people for what they do and that we should feel sorry for them, but bullying continues well after elementary school and high school. So anyway, and these are people that get paid to be bullies, right? So after 10 weeks, you're so exhausted. You know, a lot of us have lost a lot of weight. They say we're in better shape, but I don't know if we really are. The vocation of being a soldier is actually torture, really. That's basically what it is. It's like you're made into a machine, and then when you get sick, lame, or lazy, they'll release you after the 6 years. That's why it's 3 years, and then 20. If they feel that you're not smart enough, they'll tell you right to your face. You have interviews like every, I think if I remember now, at least twice a year, where you go into an office, they close the door, and they tell you how your work is going and what they think of you, and they rate you. They don't help you to improve. They just, this is what they mark down. The doctors, the medical doctors, I actually got all of my paperwork from all of the military doctors. And the things that they said about me was, we don't understand why she keeps coming here all of the time on sick parade and asking for help. There's nothing wrong with her. They would say really negative, awful things about me, like they didn't really want to help me, and they thought that I was some kind of an idiot. Even though I was reaching out for help because I was raped, and after I was raped, I wasn't the same person anymore, and I was sick and nauseated all the time, and it's something that you can't find in the x-rays. The doctors can't see the damage that is being done to us soldiers when we join. Of course, there's some stronger people than others. There was supposed to be no fraternization in the first 10 weeks in Cornwallis, which means no dating, no, fucking, no anything like that. It was forbidden. Although today, in this day, you're allowed to fraternize, you're allowed to do whatever you want. Human rights is finally decided to get involved, but they weren't involved in the 80s. And anyways, we had our master corporal was actually fraternizing and fucking one of the girls. Her name was Betsy, and she was favored, and she got treated because she was older than all of us by like 20 years, and she had lost a bunch of weight and whatever. Because she was his girl, he would give her all kinds of favors and let her get away with whatever she wanted. So they were allowed to do that to you, but you were not allowed to have fun or do that with others. It was very strict. There was a lot of rules. We never slept. And then we went to school. It's worse than college or universities. So you're doing work 2 to 3 times faster and harder and longer than you would at any university or any college. And so we are drilled with 3 times as much information, and we're just, walked right into a career in like 11 months instead of going to college for like 3 years. Just to give you an idea of what we go through. We're very smart. Military people are very smart. People don't look at me as smart because I'm all injured now, physically and mentally, with my severe PTSD, but I'm actually one of the smartest people on earth. I know more than you can imagine. I just don't get any credit or diploma for it, so that's what it's really like, folks. That's what we're turned into. We're turned into heartless human beings who are tough and all mechanic and machine-like, because when they want a soldier, they don't want a soldier with feelings. So they teach us not to use our feelings and to deal with it, soldier on, all of that bullshit. And then we go to therapy and they tell us we're supposed to feel. We've had that beaten out of us in a 10-week period of time. And when I say that I'm feelingless and that there's nothing inside of me, it's because it was taken away by the soldiers that were trained to make us feel like we're a nobody. So anyway, that's what I feel like. Alright, they would dim lights, make it really cruel for us. So, and then we'd fall asleep, they would yell at us to wake us up, and they would heat up the rooms where it was warm. We'd want to be sleepy, and we were expected to stay awake after we were fully exhausted. Okay. The list goes on, but I think you've heard enough. You get the idea. Was I an idiot for joining? No. I think it's the most honorable thing I could have done, is to serve my queen and my country. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I wasn't treated very well. And I was exhausted. I did have thyroid issues, so I would pass out standing up on parade, and I would get laughed at, because the master corporal would humiliate me in front of all the others, and then they would all laugh at me. Because they thought that I was too weak to make it, but I showed them I did make it. And I served 6 years, and then I was a wife for 16 years. Because my husband served for 16 years total, so I was a wife going from base to base. It's the only life I really know. I don't understand civilians. There's no teamwork. It's like everybody out for themselves in the civilian world, and I think that's wrong. I don't like that at all. No community anymore. It's just nothing but fucking loneliness and sadness. Anyway.